welcome to Farming Simulator 19. Today we're going to be doing a map review of HoneyDew Farms version 1.0.0.4. I'm going to go ahead and start from scratch. This is a 4X map. I'm going to go ahead and turn off a couple of scripts that I run that I no longer need, that I need to just get rid of. As it loads, 4X map made by Tinman. When you start in, you load in here at the center of the map. It's a 4X map, like I've said. Nice big map. You do start with a lot of equipment, a lot of red equipment, regardless of your setting. Well, as you can see, we start here with, I'll just run over there real quick. I could show you. We do start with a truck in the Wilson trailer. Big gravity trailer there by Wilson. The Pace Setter, great trailer. Two 9240 case IH axial flows with both the corn headers and the 45-foot drapers. We also start with three of the quad tracks, the large Condor, the very large Ballmaster by Ermers, the big old cultivator there by Flex Coil, and I believe this is the largest Brendel, and it is on a Case IH 3080 Magnum, and one pickup truck. Hold the top in the pickup and we'll just drive around. So you start in the center of the map. In fact, I can show you that real quick. Start in the center of the map there, bottom center. Fields are expensive. $8 million for that field, $26 million to buy everything on the outside. Forests are about $1 million. I believe the cheapest field, the cheapest field are some of these grass fields, and they're $92,000 for that grass field. This is a multiplayer map. It is 4X. So right here's the main farmyard. Nice and flat here. Don't really own a lot. I do wish, there's a couple of things I do wish, and this is true for all modded maps because I've discovered this on other modded maps as well, that they all start you off with starting equipment regardless of what difficulty you choose. I'm not sure how that is. So we'll drive around. Big square fields. I mean big. Contracts pay a lot. So we're talking 100 acres. 15 acres there on field 6. But 60 acres, 100 acres. Definitely an American Midwest field. Nice flat map. Takes a while to drive anywhere. What I like that he did, being from the Midwest as I am myself, I like that each parcel of land, as you can see, each parcel of land that has a road is broken up by the road. That's how it is where I live. So let's go start with the first sell point right near you. That would be right here. Good and cut. Lots of grass in this field. I love that. Like I said, flat. Right here, this is the restaurant sell point. It's got a really good, there's the gas station over there. Nice cut-in area. Not really looking for traffic right now. It's got pieces that look good. Drive around. There's a basketball court for that. I'm not sure if that is still in the game. That achievement, turn here, take us to field 6 and field 7. Some grass. I like that we've got large American style roads here. Go ahead and beautiful grass looks. Traffic's a little slow. I'd like to see him pick that up, but that's fine. Houses look good, just like a small ranch or small farm town in the Midwest. We've got, oops, should I turn traffic off for this? Got large areas here. That's just a beautiful detail. Nice big grain silo area. Not active, can't actually store anything, but just looks good. Water tower looks really nice. Just really brings it. He's got three three lumber areas. So we got Forest 1 here, which houses the lumber yard right over there. We've got right next to it Forest 2. And right here, this is a multiplayer map. He did build it for multiplayer. So we've got a nice flat area for when the multiplayer farms. He labeled it Farm 3, but, you know, whatever. Nice flat area. Right up ahead there is where the spinnery is. We could go check that out if you want. Like I said, a lot of good grass area. Don't have to really plant, in my opinion, any grass fields if you have the $26 million to spare to buy the entire map. Outside of the map, big fields there. 21's really large. 5's over there is pretty good, decent looking. It's got 3 train silos, but there is no train on the map, which for me isn't that big of a deal. I do wish that these side roads had lane dividers, or at least the dotted lines that designate two-way traffic. So right here we have grain silo elevator east, grain elevator east to buy this as a sell point. Get on the road here. Back up, there's the main farm. Nice pasture looking area right there. Good grass field, pasture. The hills in the background, I don't really love another small farming community here. Again, the map is, in my opinion, construction going on there. In my opinion, is a great Midwest map. It's flat. It's rolling. Small rolling hills is what it needs. Another good lakes. Like the milk production facility there looks really good. That's not where you sell though. There's the other small forest over to our right. It also houses one of the sell points. It houses the ranch sell point and the grass area there. Biomass heating plant up to our right, and the biogas facility there to our left. Yeah, just it feels nice. It's got large areas. There's a lime plant. Turn off there for some stuff. There's another grain silo right there as well. The animal sell point and barn sell point is right there to the left. We'll go check it out real quick because I didn't notice the cow there. Right there, nice cow statue. It's actually Patterson Stockyards, which makes it feel more American. I'm pretty sure that's from the actual American map, but feels smooth. So far, I haven't noticed any trouble. There's the barn sell point that we just rolled over. And there's the animal stockyard stuff right there. Another gas station. So 2 gas stations, at least 2 gas stations on this map. One right there, not as far set back. It's a lot smaller, but it looks pretty decent. We'll go drive into town real quick. If a couple of things that I'm gonna say, not as a critique, as a don't like, but as a critique in this review, I am not a fan that the town isn't a town. It's got town-like elements, like back in the town here. But if you've ever actually been to an American small town, it's really crumble or condensed. Here's the shop up ahead. There's the church. Yeah, you have a couple of houses out, but not a lot. And here's the last sell point up ahead. Yeah, definitely takes time to drive around the map. There's the grain elevator. We're just going to kind of cut across this field. And then we'll show you the northern part of the map here, which is where the other multiplayer farm multiplayer farm spot is. There it is, right over there. See, nice big flat area there as well. Good multiplayer setup, big fields again. Definitely feels like an American style map, a Midwest American map. Again, we showed you really large Sea Farm 2 right here. Yeah, another big area for placeables. I like see where we're heading now, that kind of a town, that should have been the town in the middle. But parts of this feels like a fortress here. It feels a little out of place, but what I mean by this should be what the middle looks like. The actual town looks like. I don't mean gated communities. Do these open? No. Okay. Oops. I mean things like the silos, that kind of stuff. But again, nice big area. The map outline, hills don't really fit, but I think that's a limitation of where we're at right now with the game and the editors and not having enough third-party and modded stuff. I do love that, again, every road or every crop, every field is divided by roads almost. I mean, there's a couple here, 15, 16 is not. I think these upper fields aren't. But where I live, that's how it is. Each road is a mile apart. So you have, that's a big cotton field. I think cotton could be definitely more efficient on this thing than on some of the other ones because you got bigger fields to make the cotton. But anyway, where I live, county roads are a mile apart. Big field 18 right there. Are a mile apart. So you have 640 acre fields in between each section there, which is actually what those are called, sections. So if you were to play this by yourself and wanted the harder start, obviously you'd have to get rid of the pre-started equipment. I did sell it in another playthrough. I haven't started the actual playthrough for what I want to do, but it is about $3.5 million when it's all said and done. So about $3 million worth of equipment that you start with. Now, obviously, you can go into the XML file Like I said, that's one of the few critiques I have, is that when you choose the other difficulties, you still have other difficulties. You still have the starting equipment, but I've seen that in other modded maps. I've seen it in the German map, the Palatine, that is on this, that I have installed. I've seen it on numerous other ones. I do like that he started you right here. If you buy this or start here, you have a nice... I almost got that stuck. You have a nice gradual layoff into the water to fill up your tanks. Again, it's a really, really flat map. So, as far as I know, I could be wrong. I didn't see many problems with putting silos down. I mean, I don't own any land, but yeah, I don't think there's an issue with placing silos. Again, it's nice and flat there. Garage. Oops. The garage. Yeah, like I said, you start with a 620 and a 2540 quad tracks. So you got the high horsepower tractors right away. Then you got the Roadrunner. Again, I'm actually fine, no matter what playthrough I do, owning the Roadrunner and the Wilson trailer right off the bat. It's one of my favorite trailers in the game. Again, it's you start with the two 9240s, the 2014 pickup in red. I think the mod maker has a thing for Case International Harvester, just based on the fact that everything in here is Case. Yes, I understand the quad track is the biggest tractor in the game by default, but the 9240s aren't the biggest harvesters. So there's that. He does start you with a Hallmaster, again, 70,000 liter silo bunker there, field side bunker essentially. Chaser bin. That holds more than the Wilson than the pace setter does itself, so that is a little big. The two 45-foot drapers and the 16-row corn headers, like I said earlier. The flexi coil, the Amazon Condor, the big one, the 15-foot seed drill, and then it is the big Brendel, the K165, and the little farmhouse. Overall, I think I will be starting a playthrough on this map soon. I think it's a great map. I will be doing a single player, probably going to be doing a start from scratch based on the amount of money you can get from a contract. I mean, we're talking $145,000 for Field 21. Yes, it's 200 acres. So, there's that. But even Field 6, which is a small field, 15 acres, we're talking $8,000 or $9,000 for the sunflowers. Another harvest there on Field 15, a good 64 acres. We're talking about $50,000 for harvesting. And I believe my setting is on default right now. So yeah, I have it on normal difficulty. If we go to easy, I don't know, because raisins. But yeah, that's on normal. So again, beautiful map. I like the feel. It is large. There are a couple of places that I would have changed a little bit. That military-looking outpost, I know it's not up there near Field 15, right? Oops. Essentially, this right here, I would have changed a little bit. It takes up space, but it doesn't take up that much space. But I think you could have done, the map maker could have done a little bit more with that area, maybe made it feel like maybe a small town. I'm thinking, I'm from South Dakota, so I'm thinking an area that this reminds me of is up near the Minnesota-South Dakota border, Millbank, South Dakota, primarily. I'm thinking, like, you could have had the main town down here, maybe cut a little of Field 8 out, and put a good size, the town there, the restaurant, gas stations. I didn't even realize the two gas stations were right next to each other. That kind of stuff there, clump that together, make it feel like a town. Maybe even move the spinnery from over there into there and expand the forest out, or even Field 21 out and cut this area off. And then up here, you could have done another small town. In that area, there's Millbank, and then within less than 15 miles, there are 13 other small towns that are essentially just bars and a couple of houses to service the area. So you could have done that in those areas. Again, not terribly cheap. Like I said, some of these areas, yeah, like this outside area that's most of the grass on the map, costing $26 million. That could have been parsed up a little bit. I mean, what I mean by that is this right here could have been made its own section. I'm not sure how that works there. This one could have been made its own section. You could have chopped it a little differently, made it a couple more, but overall, like, that little grass field there at $92,000 is awesome for a start from scratch. You could build your farmhouse there easily. It's large enough, it's flat enough, and it gives you a place. Or you could buy it right away, buy a couple of buy a mower, a baler, and a wrapper, and sell silage bales to make your money off of that field as well. You do start with $500,000, so that only takes 1/5. I know that sounds like a lot, but again, we've already discussed the contracts do pay a lot of money because of the way the contract system works, where it's based on the acreage of the land. These are large acre fields. 21 down there is a $5 million, almost $6 million field. That was the one that's going to give us 145. That's 200 acres there. I legitimately wonder how big Field 8 is. It's bigger than 21. But yeah, if you wanted to start arable with a field arable, Field 4 is $300,000. So you start with $500,000, plus you can take out $500,000 in loans. So I feel like that's not a bad investment. A lot of the smaller grass fields there in the 200,000 range. Some good areas to start and expanding with. $1.2 million to buy Area 1, which is the starting farm. Again, I understand that the map developer doesn't have much say over that. That's how the game is coded. But no matter which way you start, unless you pick the first one, the new farmer start mode, you're not going to be able to. That's going to cost you a lot of the stuff. Now, granted, like I said, you do start with $3 million worth of equipment. So if you sell that off, maybe you're not a Case International Harvester fan, or you feel like starting there, the game's just the grind to get to buying everything. Then maybe you sell that stuff off, use that to buy land, buy some smaller stuff, edit your save file, that kind of thing. Like I said, this field right here, I feel should be its own. Farm 2 is 3. Wow. Farm 2 and Farm 3. Actually, Farm 3 is a good spot to start. Going back on that original discussion, $157,000. I didn't realize it was that cheap. And there's little teeny... Oh, that's part of the big. There's another sliver. That could either be tucked in the Forest 2 in 21 or made its own area. There's... Right there's another one of those sliver areas. So there's a couple of areas he could have cut it up. In fact, this probably could get cut up into a couple. This L shape right here. And this. Basically just giving you the back end. All in all, I think it's a great map. I'm looking forward to playing this map. So thank you. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video and want to see more.